This is our second geometric series video. We're going to go through a couple examples. First example says to find the sum of the first 11 terms, which means our n is 11. Given a1 is -3 and r is 1.5. So we pretty much, this is like your easiest version of the problem. You're just going to fill everything into the formula. So obviously the key with this is knowing the formula and making sure you have that memorized correctly. So we're finding S11. You're going to plug in -3, 1 minus. Now I'm going to highly recommend using parentheses always. You don't actually need it here, but you will need it when you have especially fractions, negative signs, and things like that. Let me just fix that so you can see the 11 a little bit better. So I would just get in the habit of using them always. Your options on the calculator are to use the alpha y equals. I would recommend doing that. Then you can type it in all in one shot. If you're watching this at home or in class when I'm not there, potentially, if you need help with this or with me showing you this, I'll be able to do that. And I may even make a separate video just showing how to type some of this stuff in the calculator. After putting that in, I would like the answer in fraction form. If it doesn't come out in fraction form, hit your math button, which is on your left side, and then just hit enter twice. You'll notice the first menu option on there is fraction. And you will get S11 to come out to be the following monster fraction. So you want to take a minute and pause the video, try it out in the calculator, try those different tools to see if you can get them to work. I think that would be a good idea. All right, our second example, same thing. You have everything that you need. We're doing S6. This has a negative. Now, depending on if you have an even or an odd exponent, there could be an issue here. So remember, we just said that using parentheses is important. This is where you have to use them. Otherwise, things will not work out correctly. So what I do want you to try, and again, if I make the calculator video and you check that out, I'm going to show the difference between the two answers here. Plug it in with the parentheses. Again, you can take a minute to pause that. And you're going to get an answer of, all in one shot, -168. I would actually want you to take a minute to try it without the parentheses. If you do, you will see you get an answer of 520/3, not the same answer. What's happening is it's doing order of operations, it's doing the minus, negative, and making it into a +2. The even exponent of 6 is going to make the -2 positive anyway. And that would not happen with the odd exponent. So you would have an issue with the subtracting there. Yeah, and that's something I can show a little bit better when I have the calculator to give you that value. But really what's happening is you're doing, if you were to do this out, -2 to the 6 is 64. So you would get 1 minus 64 over 1 plus 2. And then again, it would calculate that to give you that -168. If you do not use parentheses, it's going to make it a plus. This is the mistake here. I'm just going to do it in blue and then hit undo. It would do a +64 in the calculator if you don't use parentheses. Obviously not the same thing. So really important, put the parentheses in there. Okay, next one. We're given the last term. We don't know the n value. Oh no, we do know the n value. I apologize. We don't know the ratio. So we have to find that. We're going to use our an formula first. And in any of these situations, if you don't know what you need, I'm going to start filling in S5 equals 16 times 1 minus, and this is where I get stuck. I don't know what my R value is. If this were an arithmetic sequence, then we would be good to go because we have everything we need. But we're looking at geometric, and it would have to say this is a geometric. We know we're working with geometric right now, but on your worksheet and on a test, it would say this is a geometric series. All right, so let's plug in what we know. We know n is 5, so I'm going to do 256 for an, that's my last term, or my a5, 16 for a1. We don't know r, but we do know that n is 5. I'm going to divide out the 16. So we get 16 actually equals r to the 4th. And then we're going to do the 4th root of 16. So remember, your other option for that with the calculator is to do 16 to the 1/4. We're going to get a ratio of 2. Good news is it's positive, so if we didn't put parentheses, we would be okay. I'm going to use them anyway. So we're going to do 1 minus 2 to the 5th over 1 minus 2. You don't really ever need the parentheses for the denominator, but again, I'm just putting them in. Plug it in all in one shot, and we're going to get 496. All right, so I'm going to take a break here because this video is getting kind of long so that we can do the rest of the examples. As we go along, as you notice in all the notes, we start to add in new elements of solving to work with these.